Hi creatives, welcome back to another exciting tutorial on this wonderful channel. Here is a quick and simple tutorial on how to cut and sew an alternate. So I have here with me 2 years of African print. It's a very vibrant color, and I'll start by folding the entire fabric into two. I'll also refold again into two because I'll be drafting the front and back bodies together. I'll start by measuring 1.5 inches from this very selvage area. And after marking the 1.5 inches, I'll make a straight row. This is my starting point, and from here to here is my 1.5 inches, and it will serve as the allowance for the neckline facing. I'll go on to mark the shoulder measurements. Half of the shoulder measurement I'm working with is 8 inches, plus half inch seam allowance, that will give me 8.5 inches. So I marked 8.5 inches. Because this is an off shoulder, I'll go outward by 5 inches before I measure the armhole on 9 inches, which means I'll be left with 4 inches. Therefore, I'll mark 4 inches here and connect with a curve. I'll move on to take all the vertical measurements, and I'll mark the bust point on 10 inches. Here is the waistline on 17.5 inches. Then I'll also mark 25 inches on the hip line. And once that is done, I'll make sure I connect the mark with a straight line. Moving on the bust line, I'll mark quarter of the bust circumference on 10 inches, 1 inch for ease allowance and 1 inch for seam allowance. On the waistline, I'll also mark quarter of the waist circumference on 8 inches, 1.5 inches for ease allowance and 1 inch for seam allowance. Also on the hip line, quarter of the hip circumference is 11 inches, 1 inch for ease allowance and 1 inch for seam allowance. For the hemline, I'll mark quarter of the hip measurement plus 3 inches. Then I'll connect all the marks together. Concerning the length of the gown, I'll be using 40 inches, and remember I have to go outward by 5 inches I left earlier before I can mark the 40 inches. Here is my 40 inches with 1.5 inches hemming allowance. After cutting out what I drafted, I'll come here to notch the 1.5 inches facing allowance. On the hemline, I'll go up here by 2 inches on this side to make a curve. For the sewing part, I'll spread open, and the first thing I'll do is to work on the armhole. I'll turn the armhole with a strip of this fabric. Here it is, I'm done with the armhole. I use strip of this fabric to turn the armhole to the right side. This looks finer than turning it to the wrong side. I'll just take away the front bodies, then I'll fold the back bodies into two. You know our 1.5 inches is here. Then I'll just come down and slit the center back by 4 inches. Plus the 1.5 inches, that will make it 5.5 inches. If I fold in the 1.5 inches facing allowance, I'll be left with 4 inches for the slit at the back. So I'll go on to cut the facing for the back slit. is the back panel slit facing. So I'll place the facing on here. Then I'll sew from here to here. I've already folded in the neckline facing for the front. This is it. Here is the back panel. You can see there is a slit at the back. And here is the wrong side. I've already done the hemming here. Here is the strip I'll be using for the neckline. It's as long as 67 inches and it's going to pass through this all round the neckline. Next thing I'm going to do is to take the side seam and I'm going to do a kind of French seam. And what I'm going to do is this. I'll place both the front and back bodies together on the right side. Then stitch with 0.25 inches. And here it is after stitching with the 0.25 inches on the right side. The next thing I'll do now is to turn it to the wrong side. And after turning to the wrong side, I'll just go ahead to stitch it with 0.5 inches. Or use 0.75 inches. It depends on the allowance you left behind. And here it is. You can see it has a neat and durable finish. The final thing to do to complete this halter neck dress is to pass the strip to the neckline. And I'll do that with the help of a safety pin. I'll start from the back and I'm going to pass it like this round, and here I'll go. You can style it to your desired strap length depending on how rumpled you want it to be. Then you tie it from here. We have come to the end of this video and I really hope it was helpful. Please do not forget to hit the like button and also subscribe to my channel. Also follow me on Instagram if you are not following me already. Thanks so much for watching and I'll see you in my next video.